Hello everyone, my name's Morris the Connector. The reason for my name is I'm now connected to my inner self. So anything is possible now because I believe in myself. They say seeing is believing, but it's believing is seeing. Now I can see everything clearly now. I want to show you how I navigated myself to become Morris the Connector. Hello everyone, I'm a comeback champion. I want to share my story with you, with every one of you. My story, which is my glory. I want to show you how I've got knocked down, got back up, knocked down, got back up. They say ashes to ashes and dust to dust. But Morris rises like a phoenix from the ashes. I've risen from the ashes many times, but it wasn't always like that. I want to say to every one of you, leaders are born, not made. And every one of you are leaders. You are kings and queens. We need to wear our crown. I want to show you how I was able to wear my crown. I grew up with my mum and 5 siblings. My dad left home when I was 7 years old. I struggled with that. But fast forward to when I was 13, 14 years old, going to school, having trouble at school with, discipline and things like that. But my teacher once said to me, Morris, you'll be nothing in life. I would believe I was getting bullied by the teachers in the things that they used to say. They used to put me in a corner and say, Morris, go and sit there. What shame that brought upon me. How I felt degraded, unhappy, sad, feeling like I wanted to cry. I wish that teacher had said to me, Morris, listen, what is your problem at home? Why are you behaving the way you're behaving? I would have appreciated that because that's what I would have expected from a teacher. But moving on from there, I left school at 16. And I had no confidence, no belief in myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I would go about the place not knowing what I could do as a job. But I did try and get a job. But there seemed like a barrier there. I used to go for jobs. My friends, white, black, Indian, who I grew up with, they used to go for jobs. One day, my white friend, he got a job. And I went for the job. He said there were vacancies there. But when I went there, they said, no. Sorry, there's no vacancies. That made me think to myself, what is happening here? But fast forward from there, I started to sell drugs as a way out to make some money. They say money is the root of all evil, but it's not. It's the love of money. That's the root of all evil. And I started to love money. I became the person that just wanted to make money any way possible. And I started to sell drugs and do all different things. For 12 years, I was doing that, going in and out of prison. Yes, in and out of prison, not knowing what to do, thinking this was my life, this is success now because I have money, the big car and the house. But that's not money. When I look back now, money is you as a person finding yourself, knowing yourself, and discovering yourself. But I continued doing that. But a catalyst happened in my life where my son Dwayne, he was 18 months old and he passed away tragically at home. When I heard that, I felt so sad, I felt so bad. I didn't even want to be here in this world, everyone, because I felt guilty about hugging him about 10 to 15 times. Can you imagine My mind was playing tricks on me. My mum always used to say, Maurice, come to church. Come to church. I would say, Mum, I haven't got enough time because I was out there partying, drinking and smoking. But here I was now. They say, seek and you shall find. Knock and the door would be open. I was seeking, people. I wanted a way out of my mindset. I wanted to reset so I could stop thinking in the way I was thinking. I started to go to church eventually. And when I went into church, I seen these people. Everybody was dancing and happy and clapping. I was used to dancing in the nightclubs. And here I was in this environment, praising God. And I would say, I started to do that and go to church. And I would say to every one of you in your darkest moments, focus on the light, because you are the light. Adversity introduces a man to himself, because it certainly did me. And I started to work. People laugh when I say this, but I started to work and I started to enjoy it. I started to enjoy work. Even some of my gangster friends used to come around my house, knocking the door, and my girlfriend would say, no, he's not here, or he's gone to work. But one thing I did, I stayed disciplined and committed to working. All different jobs I used to do. Eventually, I was able to get enough money together to open like a closed market stall. So we started off with a market stall, and then we used to do closed parties and all sorts of things like that. And I built up, within 3 years, I was able to get a shop on the high street. Just imagine that, people. Maurice, the gangster, had a shop on the high street now. I left my girlfriend. She used to work at the shop, and she would look after the shop, and I would still do the closed parties and everything. Then I said to myself, let me go and get another job to help out so we could go buy a house. And I started to work, doing some courier work. And I'd done that for a couple of years, doing the courier work. And I met a man there, the manager. He liked me, so he said he was moving on to another place to take over an executive car company. So I decided I would join him. He asked me to join him. So I decided, yes, I'll come and join you at the car company. I went to the car company, and in about 3 years of enjoying that environment, because I'm telling every one of you, it's about the environment that you're in. You have to enjoy the environment that you're in to get the best out of yourself. If you're not enjoying it, then you can change it. Because change happens, progress doesn't. And I was making great progress in my life in doing what I was doing. Now I was walking with God and believing every step of the way. The light got brighter and brighter. And eventually I met a man called Steve. All these other drivers used to drive him, and I used to pick him up sometimes. He used to come in my car. I used to think he was a bit of a geek, the way he looked. But we have to be careful what we think of people, because it's not right thinking that way. So anyway, after about 2 months to 3 months, we started to get to know each other. And he started to say to me that he loved rap music. That was really funny to me, because it's like, here's a man that I thought was a geek, and now he loves rap music. When I went to his house, he had the biggest album collection of NWA. For those who don't know, Dr. Dre and Niggas with Attitude. I was amazed. Anyway, me and him became good friends and everything, and eventually he asked me if I would like to just come and work for him and leave the executive car company. I left the executive car company and started to work for him, and I started to go to meetings with him. It was like some Eddie Murphy story, because now, instead of driving people outside to see their clients in these Morgan and Stanley, Goldman and Sachs, all these big banking companies, I was now going inside with Steve, and he was showing me the way the world works. By going in there, I seen how it was operating. People were working in the banking system. But anyway, fast forward, he was going to open a hedge fund himself. So I said, Steve, I could open a company to do with your staff. He said, yeah, that's all right, Morris. That would be a good idea. So I opened a chauffeur company to deal with his staff. I never believed that I could do anything like that. I couldn't even get a job. And here I was as a businessman owning my own company. That company now drives Justin Bieber, Beyonce. I done Whitney Houston's tour in 2010. And many other stars. The names go on. I thank God for that. Because I stayed disciplined and committed. This is what we need to do in our life. But sometimes we get hit on the blind side. And even though I was walking with God and things was happening, I had to keep believing. And in 2007, I lost my sister, my best friend. Can you imagine losing your sister? When she passed away, I felt it so bad. But in 2010, I also lost my mum through cancer. That was a blow. But my trust in God didn't go below. And then in 2011, after saying to my siblings, at least we still got our dad. My dad got diagnosed with cancer and he passed away. But moving on from that, the biggest blow came in 2015 when my common-law wife committed suicide. She left 2 kids, one 30 years old and one which was 13 years old. So I became a single dad running a company. My mindset had to be right, but I believed in God. My belief system was high. And in my darkest hours, I used to say, why me? Why me, God? 3 months of depression I suffered, everyone. But now I say, try me, because I believe that God is for me. And then in 2018, I got knocked down again when my son Ashley passed away, tragically. But I never stopped believing in God. And I want to say to every one of you, the pain that we go through, there's a reason for it to get us to where we need to get through. I put it down, the analogy, like going to the gym to build muscle. You have to go through the pain in the gym. Experience in life is like pain that we have to use to build ourselves through that pain to get where we need to get to. We have to go through it to grow through it. And I never stopped believing. But after going through that, one day my friend said to me, Morris, would you like to come and speak at an event to speak about your company in front of some people that want to get into business and showing them how you was able to become a successful businessman? I said, yes, I'll do that. But I want to say to every one of you, being fearless, your life becomes limitless. Because on the way of my journey, I became fearless. Fear is a word proclaiming to be real. Because when the time came for the event, me and my son went to the event. And everybody was going up there with notes. I had no notes. When my time came, I went up there and I spoke my truth. I said, good evening, everyone. My name is Morris. I've never done nothing like this before. My teacher said I would be nothing in life, but I wish he could see me now. I got the biggest claps. That settled my nerves, I must say. And I spoke my truth. I told them parts of my story. And when I came off stage, they crowded round and said, that was very inspiring, Morris. We loved what you were saying. I said, thank you. And went home. The next day I got a phone call from a teacher that had seen it on Facebook and said, Morris, I liked your talk. Would you mind coming to my school and talking to the kids about your story and your journey? I said, yes, sure. He says, how much do you want? I said, I don't want nothing. When I went to the school, everyone, and spoke my truth, and then took out the pictures of Justin Bieber, Beyonce videos in my car, and things like that, Usher, the kids loved it. They felt so inspired seeing a man come from zero to hero in doing something with his life. I want to say to every one of you, you are the pen and paper of your story. Your story is your glory. You could play the hero or the victim. I used to play the victim, but now I believe I'm a hero because I found my way. And it was about 2 months after that, I continued doing what I was doing, going to schools. I started to enjoy it. And one day I was at home and the Spirit came to me and the vibe said to me, Maurice, this is what God has given your pain for. This is your pain is your gain. This is why you had to go through this, to grow through this. I believe, everyone, life is plastic. We get molded all different ways. But God was chipping away at me, Maurice the Connector, to be able to come up here and say to every one of you, you have a purpose, you have a gift. We're all here for a reason. If you're breathing, there's a reason for it. For you to do something to impact the world. We have a footprint, we have a handprint, we have fingerprint. But you have to form your blueprint on your journey and your philosophy to get you through this life. Because life happens for you, not to you. Everything that happens, there's a reason for it. You're either going in a storm or coming out of a storm or in a storm. This is life. We are here to win. We never lose. You win or you learn, everyone. And I started to enjoy what I'm doing. It's not about me no more. It's about the love I give back. I call myself a comeback champion because every time I was knocked down, I got back up with the belief. It's not seeing is believing. It's believing is seeing. Faith is believing what you don't see. And I want to say to every one of you, the secret in life, in getting started and getting ahead, is doing what you think you love. Find a progressive idea. I say conceive, believe, and achieve in finding what you really want to do. Enjoy it. If you love it, you'll become it. That becomes your gift from God. And I am an inspirational speaker now and a life coach. I'm from London, England. And if you want to connect with me, you could connect with me on Instagram or on mauricetheconnector.com. I want to say to every one of you, you are the difference. You can make the difference. You are the light. The light is shining bright. Like Muhammad Ali said, the service we give here to others, it's not about me no more. It's the love I give out. It's the rent we pay for being here. And I believe that God gave us time to find ourselves, to change ourselves, to move on to eternity. Because if this was eternity, I would not have changed. But I want to leave you with this. Get up, stand up, no retreat, no surrender, and go and get what's yours. I'm Maurice the Connector, the comeback champion. Thank you for listening, every one of you. Hello everyone, my name's Maurice the Connector. The reason for my name is I'm now connected to my inner self. So anything is possible now because I believe in myself. They say seeing is believing, but it's believing is seeing. Now I can see everything clearly now. I want to show you how I navigated myself to become Maurice the Connector. I grew up with my mum and 5 siblings. This picture here is me at 18 years old, not knowing what I wanted to do. I drifted in and out of prisons selling drugs. I never knew that I could be the incredible person I am. I've navigated myself to become a successful business owner. Elite Executive Services chauffeur company drives some of the biggest pop stars in the world. Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Whitney Houston's tour of London, Floyd Mayweather also. I'm now wearing my crown. If you want to know how I became this person, you can sign up to a free discovery session of a coaching program called The Incredible You, and I can show you how you too can become incredible. Life happens for you, not to you. It's about what you're doing to make it happen. Change the habits, it will change you. So sign up to my Incredible You discovery session and let us connect. Thank you very much.